In the 20th century, many black farmers had their land stolen from them. And, every now and then they'll put the spotlight on it and talk about it here and there, but they certainly never do a thing about it. So it is estimated that black farmers lost $326 billion worth of land in the 20th century. Another reason for reparations. So, black farmers in the United States lost roughly $326 billion worth of acreage during the 20th century, according to the first study of, present day value of loss. So, land loss is a contributor to the racial wealth gap in the United States and an issue that has marred the relationship between the U.S. Department of Agriculture and minority farmers. Wealth in land is one way that this country were able to grow opportunities for your family, said Dr. Dania Francis, professor of economics at the University of Massachusetts, Boston. So, when huge groups of African Americans were denied that opportunity, it speaks to the intergenerational wealth gap that opened up in part due to this type of land loss, Francis said. The land loss was due to discriminatory USDA lending policies and forced sales of co owned land called heirs property, among other factors, the study said. And yeah, and they used a lot, and many of you have heard, they used a lot of eminent domain to steal a lot of these land and property from these farmers. And that's what eminent domain is for. That's to take away from us. That's what that's what it was made for in the first place. So anyway, the land loss due to we know discrimination, racism, the same factors that we hear about all the time. The study calculated the compounded value of declining acreage owned by African Americans between 1920 and 1997 in 17 states where almost all Black owned farms were documented using data from the USDA Census of Agriculture. Okay, in 1910, Black farmers owned more than 16 million acres of land, according to experts. In 2017, when the most recent agricultural census was done, that figure was just 4.7 million acres, about 0.5% of all farmland. The $326 billion figure is a conservative estimate, said the study's author, in part because it does not account for the multiplier effect, like whether Black farmers could have used lost land as collateral to make other investments. The Biden administration effort to provide debt relief to farmers of color as part of the American Rescue Plan Act, framed as repair for past USDA discrimination, is currently stalled in court after white farmers argued it was discriminatory. Isn't that just hilarious? White farmers are saying that's discriminatory. Those are the same farmers that stole land from these Black farmers. Only in America will they allow such a thing. But over the years, y'all, even down in the South, I have family that have lost land due to racism. And I got family members on both sides, my mother and father side, that lost land down there due to discrimination, just stolen. And, you know, if they return a lot of this land back to the rightful owner, you'd be astonished. Many of us would actually have land. But, again, they don't mind dropping these kind of stories every now and then for you to hear about it or know about it. But as far as doing something about it, putting those actions into words, they will never do that. you know so it may be another few years and this story will come up again. This is generally how they do it. Oh my goodness, they lost all this $326 billion worth of land. It's not like you're going to give them reparations in their land back. you know See, never think they're doing something great because they're bringing these stories out. There's no greatness in this. If they want us to see them as great, then do the right thing and return that $326 billion worth of land back to these black farmers and people that you wrongfully took land from. That would be the noble thing to do. But as long as you just jaw jacking about it, who cares? You're doing absolutely nothing. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video.